So we're going to see plenty of open rugby league, I suspect, being a trial fixture. And it's great that you can join us through your, no doubt, your smart phones and also your iPads and wherever you're watching from this afternoon. We hope that you enjoy the coverage as the green machine, and they're actually running from left to right. So that breeze is in the Canberra Raiders' face throughout the first half here. So Canberra will kick off and the Bulldogs will receive the ball as we get set to get play underway. What are you predicting, Jordan?
Well, yeah, obviously going to be biased here, but yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty tight match here, but I think we'll just might edge them out by a try or two.
Okay, so the ball has been placed out there by Bailey Simonson, who is on the park to start off here for the green machine this afternoon. Seb Chris also out there in jumper number 4, I can see. So a couple of new faces in this Canberra lineup to start off. So the Bulldogs will take the ball very shortly as the play gets underway there, and it's driven down deep into Bulldogs territory, taken back there, and very quickly they shift it to the right-hand side, and a big hit, I think, straight away. That was on, I think it might have been Dylan Naper either. Just
Papa,
getting to his feet.
Papa.
It was, in
Giving
fact.
it to the other Papa.
He gets up, plays the football. It goes to Aidan Tolman, who was away on the left-hand side. He tried to burrow under a couple of Canberra Raiders tacklers there, but got the ball out, almost out to his own 20 as they play the football, and it goes here to Raymond Fatala-Mariner, who hits the ball up to that green machine defence once more. So it's the Bulldogs with first touch of the footy and just looking to promote it up the centre and get a little bit of feel for things this afternoon. These early stages, that's what it's all about. The big men looking to get their hands on the ball. There's another take there from Naper, and he was bent over and bent backwards in that tackle too.
Yeah, big Joey Tarpany, mate. Yeah, he loves a hit, loves the contact, so you won't want to be running at him, that's for sure.
Ledger from dummy half. He very quickly gave it to his outside and got the ball away for a kick, which goes down to Charles Nicol-Klokstad. Now, this is the young warrior from New Zealand who has come across. Ricky Stewart snapped him up and has brought him into the side. He's an exciting player, can break a tackle and can certainly make ground. He's pretty quick, so looking forward to seeing him in a little bit of space this afternoon. And Bailey Simonson gets to his feet and plays it. It goes to that man we were speaking of too, and that's Nicol-Klokstad, who takes it up into that Bulldogs lineup once again as they look to shift the ball to the right side here, the Canberra Raiders. So nothing spectacular in these opening exchanges, and Hodson dummies one way, he starts to go the other, and he's cut down there, and a good tackle by Jack Cogger around the hips and down to the ankles as the ball goes to the left for the kick for Canberra, and they boot it downfield. It bounces around down towards the 10, and it's taken back here by the Doggies. And just run up into that Canberra defence once again, and it was Crichton, I think, with the ball on that occasion as they shift to the right-hand side. But the green machine there in numbers, and of course defence is one area, Jordan, that Ricky Stewart has really driven home. He needs to have some improvement shown this year.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. You know, in the past 2-3 seasons, you know, it's been our Achilles heel, and it's let us down. So it's been a massive focus. We've had a lot of wrestle, done a lot of wrestle in this off-season, and something that we're trying to tighten up.
Fatala-Mariner with his second touch of the afternoon as they look to the left again. The Bulldogs, they keep the ball alive on this occasion and start to run it a little bit too, and Josh Jackson was almost off and away. He was cut down there by Croker with the assistance of Caesar as they go to the right hand side here again for the kick from the Bulldogs, and they put it high too off the boot there of Jack Cogger. It bounces around. I think it may have been knocked on there too on a couple of occasions, so looks like the ref's going to call a turnover here, is he?
Yep.
So Canberra will get the football inside their own 20, only about 15 to make it 25 metres in from touch on that far side of the field, which I suppose we can call the eastern side of the park this afternoon, as again Nicol-Klokstad takes the ball up there for Canberra and wrestled into the ground there by 3 Bulldogs defenders. It was the little Pommy Hodson who fed it to the right hand side, and away with it there I think was Tarpanay, who took it up over halfway, and he's forced to play it by the Doggies defence as they look back the open side once again here. Canberra, good strong run it was too from Royce Hunt, who was pushing out of tackles. He's a big lad who almost got away there from the Dogs defence. Now again Hodson, he looks to shift it to Caesar, who gave it to Jack Whiten for his first touch of the afternoon, but they're up very, very quickly in defence there, the Doggies, as Canberra plays the ball away to the right hand side of the ruck, and through the hands it goes to Papali, who almost got that arm free and was looking for a runner on his outside, but there was no one there as they shift again to Caesar on the last, who puts a little grubbering kick through, and he's found touch inside the 10. So no mistakes early on, which is good to see.
Yeah, just getting through their sets, and as you can see, the Bulldogs are doing the same thing too, and they're making good meters there. So I think for us, we just need to tighten up that ruck and defence. But boys, like you said, with Chance Nicol-Klokstad, he's really getting his hands, getting his hands on the ball and really looking for work. I think he's had about 4 or 5 carries in this first 5 minutes. So yeah, I think it's going to be a big game with our outside backs as well as the Bulldogs as well. They're going to really have to try and help their forwards get them out of yardage and get as many carries as they can.
So the scrum's fed there by Cogger, who gave it away to the right-hand side, and he had support, and the Doggies now with the football in hand once again right in front of their own uprights. About 22 out from their own line. They shift to the right-hand side again, and the Canberra defence comes up in numbers. It was Papali over the top, and they wrestle the Doggies into the ground. Away to the left side it goes, and Napa with another carry there, and he was pretty well wrapped up by 2 Canberra defenders, almost up to the halfway line though. The Doggies, as it goes to Tolman, he's hitting a cruncher too over the top there, and jumper number 13, it was Sia Soliola. You'll notice, of course, Sia looking a little bit different this year too. He's had all the hair shaved off.
Yeah, changed man. He did a shave for a cancer foundation, so he's a changed man. Lost a bit of weight on carrying that mop around.
So Jackson wrestled by a couple of Canberra Raiders defenders there. The ball goes to Cogger, who puts the kick in. He gets it high in the air, but it's taken well by Nickel Clockstad, who comes to the Doggies' defence. He under a high one there too. I think it was charging through there was Dylan Napa, as Canberra now take the ball up the centre, and that may be trying to pick up who that was. It might have been Hunt with the footy, and again they work it over halfway, and it was Nick Cotric on that occasion, about just up over. He's over halfway into Dogs territory. They looked at shift at the left, and again there's a bit of a high shot there, a loose arm coming over the top, and it was Vitalia Mariner, I think, who was pulled up by the referee. So Canberra with the opportunity to kick for touch on that eastern grandstand side of the park, a grandstand which, well, as you can see, there's quite a crowd in it. Bega Recreational this afternoon. And they find touch over there too. The restart's taken by Captain Croker. Away to the right-hand side they come here, and a good solid run it was too, and some equally solid defence there from the Doggies. Taking up, it was, of course, Sia Soliola. Away to the left-hand side they go once again, and this is Royce Hunt with the football, just wrestling with that Dogs defence. He gets up and plays the football to Hodgson. They shift it to Caesar, who looks on the outside, and he had support there too, looming large. I think it might have been Elliot Whitehead, the pommy. Inside the 10 he goes. So a good opportunity here for the Green Machine. Caesar with the ball, calls them back on the inside, and gave a little pass back there to Soliola, who's just trying to use his brute strength to get over the Bulldogs line. He's right in front of the uprights, in front of that big turnbuckle. They go away to the right-hand side, and the Raiders now have planted it next to the right-hand turnbuckle for the first try of the afternoon, and Canberra lead the Doggies by 4 points to 0.
Oh, great try. Was that Royce Hunt?
It was Royce Hunt indeed.
Yeah, nice little block play there. Royce is a strong boy. He's been one of the standouts in the pre-season for me. Obviously being here last year too, got a taste of first grade halfway through the season, but look here, he's a quality player, big, strong man, and wonderful try.
So a good start to the Green Machine here at Bega Recreational. The beautifully unspoilt Sapphire Coast is not only famous for being the home of Bega cheese or the region of beautiful coastal towns like Tarthra, Bermagui and Eden, to name a few, it's also the home to some of the most pristine waters and untouched forests in the country. 70% of this region is national park, and there's over 150 magnificent unspoilt beaches. I did have the pleasure of taking a little bit of a dip at Tarthra Beach this morning. It was beautiful. The Sapphire Coast is only 2.5 hours south of Canberra, and it's absolutely stunning. You can see why the locals love it, and why many Canberrans, Victorians and visitors from around New South Wales are making it their weekend of choice. As this kick will be taken here by, in jumper number 3, Jared Croker, who has it planted to, well, almost directly in front. A very easy one for Croker, given his form over the last few seasons with the boot. As he takes a look, moves in, and there's the extra 2 for the Green Machine, and they lead by 6 points to 0.
Conversion is successful for the Canberra Raiders, number 3 and captain Jared Croker. It is 6-0 for the Green Machine.
You don't do replays on this one? Do you pass that to him? Is that what you think so?
So the Doggies bring it back to halfway for the restart. We've had some 9 minutes gone here at Bega Recreational this afternoon. Phil Small and Jordan Rapana with you, taking you through this coverage, and the restart comes here from Kieran Holland, who puts it high and into Canberra territory. It's taken back there by the Raiders. Up towards their own 20 they come to, about 20 metres in from that touchline on the eastern grandstand side of the field. They work it away to the right-hand side to Whitehead, who just muscles up into that Doggies defence and tries to get away from a couple of tacklers, as we see here with the football. Papali looking to spin on the tackle too, and he almost thought about popping a ball out the back there too. Was just looking for a runner back on his outside as they go through the hands once again to Tarpanay, who's standing wide this afternoon. He was almost going to slip that ball on the outside too, and he had Bailey Simonson on his outside if he needed someone there, but he takes the tackle as the ball goes through the hands. Caesar gave it away to Jack Whiten, who turned the ball back on the inside for Papali, who keeps it alive. Hodson gives it away here to Croker. Oh, he's barreled in a great tackle there from the Doggies in jumper number 3. That was Kieran Holland. Now they go to the left-hand side of the ruck here, Canberra, and putting it high off the boot there of Caesar. It's coming down here for the Dogs. You can see it held up in that wind for a little bit too, and the Doggies take the football right in front of their own uprights, about 20 metres out from their own try line. Now they look to work it through the hands. Canberra leading by 6 points to nil. We've got about 29 and a half remaining in the first half here. Of course, this trial fixture 2 halves this afternoon was going to be the 4 quarters, but it has been made up to 2 halves. And here's a penalty, I feel, coming for the Doggies. Remus Smith unable to get to his feet.
Yeah, I really like the look of Remus Smith. You know, he's another rising star in the game. He's a big boy. I'm fortunate enough to play with him and alongside him, and I think he's going to be something special in the future. So Doggies, yeah, just getting through their sets. Really happy with how the Raiders have just been completing and getting to their kicks.
Kick downfield by the Doggies has taken play up over halfway, and they bring it up into that Raiders defensive line now. The Doggies away to the left side, now up to halfway they come here, the Dogs, through Dylan Napa, who takes it forward into that Raiders defence. It holds solid out of dummy half. Leacher gave it away on his outside. He found support too. It was a short little pass came from Kieran Foran on that occasion. He had support on the outside too, and they're almost into the Raiders 20. And again, Napa, who's getting through a lot of work for the Doggies in these early exchanges, takes it forward to within 15. They look on the outside and bypass Tolman, who gave it to Foran, and now the ball goes here to Josh Jackson, who kept it alive. Out the back it goes here, and I think you'll find this is Kieran Holland putting out the big right paw to plant it down here for the Doggies and their first 4-pointer of the afternoon.
Yeah, great hands there by Will Hopewadi, I think it was. Just tapped it on there, and under pressure, just, yeah, passed it on to his centre, who still had a lot of work to do there. But yeah, got to the try line. That was a wonderful try.
So Kieran Holland has scored there for the Bulldogs. That makes it 6 points to 4. So an opportunity for the Bulldogs to level things up here. And this kick will be taken by the Doggies just on the left-hand side of the uprights. They have the breeze at their backs. About 27 and a half remaining, and Kieran Holland, who will get the opportunity here to add the extras. He's out a little bit wider than I thought. We're a little bit back in the grandstand here and at ground level, so it is from time to time a little bit hard to pick them up, just keeping an eye on the monitor as we go through. So he moves in now. He's bringing it around off the back of that breeze, but hasn't brought it around enough. So the scoreline remains 6 points to 4 in favour of the Green Machine. And a replay of that try, Jordan.
Yeah.
And there we can see that ball out the back.
Yeah, great hands, as I said before, by Will Hopewadi. He's a quality fullback, and yeah, that all came off the back of that pass.
Kieran Holland, the try scorer there, as Canberra get play back underway. And there again, you can see that ball just holding up in the breeze as it goes to the right side again to the big man in jumper number 10 and Dylan Napa. New buy for the Doggies this year. Away to the left-hand side, they go to Aidan Tolman, who just, well, he only knows one way, Aidan Tolman, and that's straight up and into them, as he does on so many occasions. Now running with the football is Kieran Foran. He was looking to scoot away from the Raiders defence as the ball went to Vitalia Mariner. From dummy half, they bring it back the open side here, the Doggies, and looking to find another hole in this Canberra Raiders defence. Over halfway they go, centre of the park, and Leacher darts out of dummy half. He found support on the outside too. A nice little ball it was to Kieran Foran, who took it forward up into the Canberra Raiders defence. Now they again go to the right side, and this is Will Hopewadi. He got the football away too to Aidan Tolman, who takes it forward and crashes over for the Bulldogs' second of the afternoon.
Yeah, what a wonderful try. And it's the front rower, Aidan Tolman, you know, pushing up there, doing the little 1%ers, and that's what he's known as. You know, as long as I've known him been playing, he's one of those guys that's always just there and pushing up on every single play, and he's rewarded there with a wonderful try.
So a try to Aidan Tolman, and that makes the scoreline now 8 points to 6 in favour of the Doggies. And this kick will be taken to the right-hand side of the uprights.
Come off the back of a very quick play. The ball there. It's just too hard to defend that, you know, when they're on the front foot. But yeah, like I said, wonderful try. Well deserved.
Thinking of coming out to all Bulldogs home games this season? Well, Blue Zone memberships are available from just $145 for 12 games. Not only does it include our Belmore and Western Sydney game, but it also includes a members-only hat, cooler, bag, keyring, car sticker and lanyard. Alongside exclusive membership benefits, join today for less than $13 per game per adult. Please visit www.membership.thebulldogs.com.au for more information. And that kick off the boots is a good one for the Doggies. So they extend their lead here at Bega Recreational this afternoon. So the Doggies looking to expose the green machine up the middle a little bit this afternoon, Jordan. They're working away at it and certainly using their big men well. Yeah, absolutely. You know, Dean Pay being a pass forward, I think he's made a big emphasis on that. And as you can see here, Dylan Upra, he's got his hands really dirty this half. So and look, here they go again. Here's Josh Jackson. Good shift from the Doggies too. It went to Jackson. He was looking very dangerous down this Western Grandstand touchline as they work it back inside here, the Doggies, and through the hands. They're starting to pick up the pace now, the Bulldogs, and Canberra have got to go with them. And that ball was a good carry too, as again they put it through the hands, and crashing the ball forward there was Fatalia Mariner as he took it up into the Canberra defence. He was finally cut down from dummy half. The ball goes to the left-hand side of the ruck to Napa again, who looks to try and back through that tackle, and he's taken well by the Canberra Raiders defence. He's to his feet slowly too, Napa. He's got through a lot of play. A little chip through here by Kieran Foran over the head of the green machine, and back there taking the football too, forced to do a little bit of work. Yes. Was Nickel Clockstad. Smart play there by Kieran Foran, seeing that the fullback was up there and just put a little dink over the top. They're really controlling their sets really well, and the boys obviously are on the back foot here, so they just need to dig deep and continue to defend it. So it'll be a dropout from underneath the uprights. Canberra's end of the park. Just taking their time too. It reads about 22 degrees here, sitting in the grandstand where we're in the shadows basically, but out there on the field it's probably a tad warmer, maybe around about the 24. Oh, there's a mistake from the Doggies too. Yeah, great kick there from Jack White, and into the breeze there. It was a tough catch. Got very lucky there, but wonderful kick. So a little bit of fortune there for the Canberra Raiders. And they'll have the scrum feed. Certainly taking their time this afternoon to get to do these scrums as well. Raiders memberships now on sale for $45. More than just a ticket to the game, visit www.weareraiders.com.au for more details. As the green machine wins the scrum, it goes to Jack White, and we haven't seen a lot of so far, but no doubt he'll get some more touches as the afternoon progresses. Almost up the halfway, he plays it to Nickel Clockstad, gave it away here to Sia Soliola, who bashes it up into that Bulldogs defence, and over halfway he goes, centre of the park. He'll play the ball. Hodgson looks on his outside, and he's got support from the big man in Papali, who is just eyeing his co-captain there. I don't know what he thought he was going to try and achieve, but he was pretty well wrapped up as Caesar takes it forward. He got the ball away here to Whiten, who was well read and taken by the Bulldogs defence. Galloping into dummy half was Hodgson, who So they go through the hands again. Sia Soliola, the big fend on the Doggies' defence, and a good carry by Sia to within 10 metres now the Doggies' try line, right in front of the uprights. He plays it to Hodgson, who dummies one way and now puts a little grubber kick through, and it bounces up kindly for the Doggies. So the pressure off on that occasion. It was a little bit of an issue for the Green Machine getting to their 5th last year, and certainly their 5th tackle options as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sticky's made a big emphasis in this trial game that we, obviously work on getting to completing our set, and getting to our kicks. So, obviously it wasn't the best kick, but, we still got to it, got them in a corner, so it was a good result. Silly penalty here. Just let them off the hook here, so another focus point that we need to work on too is these silly little penalties that creep into our game.
Yeah, I don't think that the coach would have been happy with that one, as the Bulldogs now have the opportunity to, well, put the ball downfield, and off the back of that breeze this afternoon, they take it over halfway and inside the Raiders 40. So a tap restart's taken here by the Doggies from Kieran Holland, who gave it on the outside, and he had support there too. The Dogs leading the trial 10 points to 6. The current time is Napa with another carry this afternoon. He's got through a number so far. He's about, make it 15 metres out from the Canberra try line as he plays it to Leacher. Gave it away on the outside, and now the Doggies work it forward through 4, and he looks on his outside and found support there too in Fartalia Mariner, who was cut down by the Green Machine defence, but inside the 10. Now comes back to Kieran Foran. He gave it away to Leacher. He turned it on the outside there, and Dylan Napa with another carry up into the Raiders defence, tackled by 3 Raiders defenders just to the right-hand side of the uprights. He's about 12 metres out from the Canberra line. A little short pass, which was well read there. It was Adam Elliott who took it forward, a local boy, of course, from the town of Tarthra, as they play it to the left-hand side and through the hands once again. The Doggies, some smart work there too from Christian Crichton, who came back the open side. Kieran Holland now with the football, but he's held up there by 1, 2, 3, 4 Canberra defenders, and the turnover. So Canberra getting through their defensive work there pretty well, and the Bulldogs getting to their last without an option, and now the Green Machine with the opportunity to work it out from their own line.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Bulldogs would have a similar focus to ours as in getting, completing their sets, and although they didn't get to a kick, they still finished in a corner, and it's a tough place to come out of, as you see Nick Cotric there.
So the Raiders looking to put it through the hands out wide as Captain Jared Croker takes it forward. A second tackle made on him as he gets up just over halfway. It comes back the open now for the Green Machine, and Sia Soliola with a good run, but the referee catching the Bulldogs up inside the distance.
Yeah, I don't think Dean Pay would be too happy with that. Again, Bulldogs similar to us. They just in the past have let teams off too easy with cheap penalties like that. So I think it's both teams out here both need to work on that.
So a kick for touch on the Western Grandstand side of the field, and a good little touch finder it was too from Aidan Caesar. Start was taken there by Seb Crisp, who gave it away on the outside. And Canberra now looking to work it up into the Bulldogs 10 as Papali takes it forward. He's taken in front of the uprights to play the ball that goes here. Caesar, he finds support on the outside, and they make it inside that 10-metre line once again. Hodgson through the hands. Caesar, a good cutout ball it was too. He had support on the outside. Coming back inside though was Tarpanay as they keep it alive here, the Green Machine. Croker works it very close to the Bulldogs try line. He tries to get up for the quick play the ball, and the Bulldogs just hung around that little bit too long, and the penalty's awarded here to Canberra.
Yeah, I think you'll find it was Seb Chris there that just got tackled. Looks a little bit like Jared Croker with his
I was about to say, I had a second look at him.
But yeah, no, it was a great play there by Joey Tarpany, who got the second phase footy there, and he's a damaging runner, Joey Tarpany, when he gets going. He's hard to handle.
So from dummy half, a bit of an ordinary mistake there made by Canberra, but there may have been a Bulldogs hand in there, I think, and the referee has seen something, so the penalty's been awarded to the Green Machine. So again, they'll get the opportunity to go through this set and just work a couple of their plays, and carrying it forward. A good solid run it was too from Soliola, who charged forward with the ball under his arm right in front of the black dot when he gets to his feet to play it to Hodgson. Looks on the outside, sees us, and good work. Tarpanay had his arms free, needed support. He's wrestling with the Doggies defence, and he has managed to find his way over the try line, but he's been held up in some solid defensive work from the Dogs.
Very unlucky there. Like I was saying before, he's a strong boy. He's a big boy, so wouldn't like to D up against him. He's a handful, and yeah, like you're seeing there, he's hard to handle.
Well, he was just looking for a runner on that occasion, and there was really no one there, so he thought to himself, well, I'll take them on myself, and he's almost got the ball down as Papali's taken in front of the uprights from dummy half. Hodgson throws a good ball to Caesar, a little out, and then an in ball that comes to Sia Soliola, who's upended and driven into the turf at Bega Recreational this afternoon.
Crunch there, great tackle.
Hodgson from dummy half once again, shot a ball. Croker on that occasion as he got the football away on the outside. He found support, trying to keep it alive. Some good work from Nick Cotric. I don't know how he kept himself in field there. There were Doggies jumpers everywhere. Now out of dummy half, a dart for the line here from Canberra, but some great defence again from the Dogs, and they've managed to hold Canberra up.
Yeah, Jack White tried to sneak down the short side there, and Dogs were, I think, Raymond Talamarina was well aware of it, and yeah, great try saver.
So about 14 and a half remaining in the first half here at Bega Recreational this afternoon, and as the Bulldogs leading the Raiders by 10 points to 6. Tries to Kieran Holland and Aidan Tolman for the Doggies. Royce Hunt crossing the line for the Green Machine. If you've just joined the coverage, inside their own 10, the Dogs work it forward. Again, some solid defence from the Green Machine in numbers from dummy half. Leacher gave the ball away, and he had support there too, and I see some changes coming for the Dogs very shortly. Lachlan Lewis warming up on the sideline. He didn't start this afternoon's match, but Dean Pay's going to give him some minutes very shortly. Away to the left-hand side it comes here for the Doggies. A kick downfield. Oh, beautiful kick it was too. A good touch finder. It bounces almost inside the Raiders 20 down there.
Yeah, very good kick. Almost a 40-20, I think it was, but yeah. Obviously with that breeze, it's a big job for our fullback and back three to make sure, you know, they're on the ball and on their bike, because this breeze is a tough one.
Always a tough day for the wingers when it's windy like this.
Yeah, like I
As
said
you'd
at the
know.
start, I'm happy I'm sitting here next to you, not out there.
So this scrum will be set. It'll be a Green Machine put in. Aidan Caesar with the football in hand, partnering Jack Whiten in the halves this afternoon. We haven't seen a lot of the combination as such, as Seb Chris takes it forward. Out of that Dogs defence he goes, almost up to his own 40. The ball away to the left-hand side. Maybe Royce Hunt is it with the football?
Big Emre Gula.
Yeah,
He's just got on.
Emre's come onto the field. Sia Soliola taking a break. To the left they go here, the Green Machine, and again they look to work it out wide there. Elliot Whitehead crashing it forward up into that Doggies defence. Up over halfway goes. Now they turned it to the right side here, Canberra, and Ricky Stewart making a couple of changes, because I think it looks like Bateman out there at the moment, is it?
Yeah, I believe so. Big Luke Bateman's on there now.
Here's a cutout ball which is plucked out of the sky there by Tarpanay. Some good work from him in the early exchange as he takes it up into that Doggies defence. He plays the football from dummy half. It's Hodgson who puts a little grubber kick in for touch, and he finds touch too. So the scrum will be set here. It'll be a Doggies put in. The Doggies leading by 10 points to 6, and we have about 12 and a half remaining in the first half.
Yeah, I think both teams there would fair to say that they both need the break there. The boys look a bit worn out. Obviously first hit out, first trial game, just getting through the sets and just getting that match fitness. So yeah.
Here from Bega Recreational this afternoon. Whales are a big part of this region. Amazingly, Australian Geographic magazine has named the Sapphire Coast as the best place in Australia to see whales. They can be spotted all year round from September to November. They migrate in their thousands, often with their babies in tow on the way to Antarctica. There's lots of ways to see them when you're here, either from land or out on the water, as the Dogs bring the ball forward out towards their own 20, and the penalty blown against the Green Machine there. Hodgson going up and remonstrating with our referee this afternoon, but Josh, I can tell you right now, he's not going to change his mind.
No, absolutely. I think he's just a little bit frustrated, as I said before. He, you know, we just let off too many cheap penalties.
I'll get you to field that one, Jordan.
Almost took my head off.
So here go the Bulldogs again through Josh Jackson. He's been solid again this afternoon, as he has for many seasons for the Doggies. They turn it away to the right-hand side, and jumping number 20 is Chris Smith. who's on the field for the Doggies. He slipped a nice little ball out the back for Jeremy Marshall King, who takes it forward. He's right in front of the Canberra uprights, about 15 metres shy of the line from dummy half. Will Hopewade looked on his outside. Some support once again coming from Chris Smith, who burrows up into that Raiders defence and almost takes playing inside the 10. From dummy half they work it to Kieran Four, and now some quick hands. Beautiful stuff from the Doggies. Stepping back on the inside there was Kerrod Holland. That was special stuff from the Bulldogs. They are on fire this afternoon with the ball in hand, and they lead the Canberra Raiders by 14 points to 6.
Yeah, another silky pass there from Will Hopewade out the back. As a winger, very hard play to defend, and as you see there, if you miss the jump, it's a difficult tackle there, as Bailey Simonson found out. But you know, obviously, you know, with Seb and Bailey there, two new young boys are still learning their role as a winger and a centre. So, but it was well executed. Great silky hands there, and Kerrod Holland gets a double.
So, going in for his second of the afternoon, Holland, he also get the opportunity to convert his own try here with almost 9.5 remaining in the first half. He was about 20 metres in from touch. You can see where that line is there. Bega recreational this afternoon. He's brought it outside the 20. He has that breeze which is at his back.
Yep. Pretty handy with the boot, old Kerrod Holland, isn't he?
Can kick the odd goal. As he takes a look back at the upright, we'll probably put the Jonah on him this afternoon now as he...
I did that on purpose.
Starts the approach and hits it sweetly. Well, it was drifting away to the left-hand side, but he got it inside that left-hand upright. So 16 points to 6 in favour of the Doggies. I think the combinations for the Doggies this afternoon look a little bit slicker than Canberra. They taking their time to get into their rhythm, I think, the Green Machine.
Yeah. First hit out, as I said before, but yeah, as you said, the Bulldogs, they're looking really good. Really like their spine, and Will Hopewade, a fullback, he's class.
Of course, it was well documented during the week that the Doggies had that closed trial with the Tigers, which was a training session between the two clubs, and they ran a bit of a trial game. So it was played, I think, last weekend behind closed doors. So they've obviously had the opportunity to work on a few things, Dean Pay's men, and they no doubt benefited this afternoon. As looks, it's a little kick downfield, a chip over the top, which was bouncing towards the touchline, but it was fielded here by the young Kiwi boy, Chance Nickel Clockstad. Got the football away as it goes to the left-hand side here for Canberra, and they to work it up towards their own 20. The Doggies defence holding solid in the centre of the ground. Again, Nickel Clockstad takes it forward out of that Doggies defence, and he's put on the deck, I should say, by two Dogs defenders. He's interesting name, Nickel Clockstad. Throughout the year, we're going to have some fun with that one, I think.
Yeah, big trainer, we just call him Chansey, so.
Yeah, might be a little bit easier. As the Green Machine taken into Dogs territory, they trail by 16 points to 6. Way to the left-hand side, on the last it is, through the hands, White, and he looked away to his captain in Croker, who put the kick in and rubbers it downfield, and it's taken back here by the Dogs. Nick Meaney, set on by the Green Machine defence, about 5 metres out from his own try line and about 3 metres in from touch on that eastern grandstand side of the park. It's Remus Smith with the football. He's taken well by the Raiders defence. They've been finding it easy to make yardage upfield from within their own 20 this afternoon, the Doggies, and again they start to make some meterage as they bring the ball forward. Well, it's dropped there on that occasion. It just popped loose.
Yeah, unlucky error there from Kerrod Holland. This ball must be getting a bit slippery out there now. Boys starting to heat up, bit of sweat. So yeah, unlucky there.
So hot sitting here in the grandstand. I'll be putting the jumper on at half time. It's
getting a bit chilly, eh?
Coolish with that breeze blowing around, and sitting in the shadows here as this scrum will be set almost centre of the park. And there's that mistake again there for the Doggies as Canberra come away with it through Nickel Clockstad, who Wrestles there with the Bulldogs defence. Inside the 20 he goes, 20 metres in from touch. On the Western Grandstand side of the park, about 5.5 out from half-time. The Dogs with that 16 points to 6 lead, and taking it forward once again is Seb Crisp. Up into that Dogs defence he goes, inside the 10. He plays it to Nickel Clockstad, who shoots it to the left-hand side, and they work it across field here. Canberra, a pass away there, which was a shocker, and the Dogs just pounced upon it, off and away they go downfield, and well, they won't get close here because carrying the ball forward there in jumper number 2 is Remus Smith, who goes over to score. An opportunistic try, but a try, no doubt, and another 4-pointer for the Dogs this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of speed, Remus Smith, as I said, touched on earlier. He's an upcoming superstar in the making, so got some speed to burn, the young fella. And yeah, as you've seen there, it was a poor pass there. They went to ground and he just scooped up on the scraps and ran away with it.
So the Dogs out to that lead of 20 points to 6. We've got 4.5 remaining in the first half, and an opportunity here to score another 2 points too, as we see on the replay. So the ball, which was shot to the left-hand side, and well, it was Aiden Caesar got a pass away, and then well, a ball that was totally missed coming through was Elliot Whitehead, and Smith, once he saw the football and saw daylight, it was the end of the section, he goes over and scores underneath the uprights. If anything, that breeze starting to pick up a little bit here too.
Yeah, it's getting really chilly here now. Chuck my jumper on and might have to move inside, eh, Smalley?
Yeah, we'll go and see how that corporate box is going. The new Raiders 2019 home jerseys as worn this evening. Away jerseys and off-field training apparel now available through Raiders merchandise. Visit www.raidershop.com.au for full range. Members discounts to apply. And that new jumper this afternoon, it's a bit of a revert back to 1989.
Yeah. Taking it back old school, obviously 30 years since Raiders won their first premiership, so maybe that's got something to do with it, I'm not too sure, but I really like the new style jerseys here.
I was there in 1989. I actually had the pleasure, it was my first job in television. I was standing outside the Queanbeyan Leagues Club for the return of the team. You probably would have been about 2.
Yeah, I probably wasn't even born, to be honest.
Yes.
Just need the big Video Easy sponsorship on the front of the jersey, or the Woodges.
Well, they had that at one stage. They did a bit of a return to those just for a round, I recall.
Yeah, they need to do that with the retro round. Take it back old school.
Yeah, that was certainly a lot of fun seeing some of those old style jumpers as the restart takes place, and the Bulldogs now lead by 22 points to 6 with that kick successful. They work it to the left-hand side, and Canberra again forced to do a bit of tackling here. The Doggies inside their own 20 and some yardage up the centre of the park they go on that occasion as a dart out of dummy half, and
yeah, they're finding a lot of easy meters in behind the ruck there. As you can see, our boys are starting to get a bit sloppy. They're just really making their meters up through the middle there.
Good run from the captain, Josh Jackson, taking it forward up towards halfway. Now comes to Lachlan Lewis, who puts the ball high. He was practicing a couple of these too before the game got underway. Good take from Nickel Clockstad too. Got up high. He's not overly tall, Nickel Clockstad, but he's a solid fellow when you get up and see him close. He's certainly propelled from behind pretty well. He's got some solid legs to him. And
yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to see how he goes this year. He's wonderful footwork on him. Reminds me a bit of a Kalen Ponga type sidestep. So as you can see right there, nifty feet. So hopefully he does well for us.
They take play over the 40. Bulldogs enter the park. Canberra with the football, trailing by 22 points to 6 with almost a minute and a half remaining. Cut down there was Ryan Sutton. Our first look at him this afternoon. Here's the kick downfield by Canberra, but it's cleaned up back there pretty well by Nick Meaney, who acts on the Raiders' defence, and he's chopped down by 2 Canberra defenders. That's Croker over on the far side, who is taking his time getting to his feet too. I hope there's not a problem there.
Doesn't look too good.
And the Canberra captain. The Bulldogs look to work it up the centre of the park, and again some easy yardage for them. Papali coming up to assist in that tackle, I think on Hopawade it was, as they look to the left side, and some good ball movement from the Dogs this afternoon as Josh Jackson goes back the open and runs back into traffic and is taken just short of the 40. Now comes down to Lewis. He had plenty of time to look to Lewis and got a an enormous kick away. Clockstad juggled it and then finally reined it in.
Yeah, boys look out on their feet now. I think this is a big part where the back three or back five need to step up, and obviously Joey Leilua's missing out here. He's massive for the boys in this department of the game. So they're going to have to find someone here, and obviously Jared Croker looks down and out, but that's unlucky there. They've got a cheap penalty there. The boys will be breathing a sigh of relief there.
22 points to 6 with just on 30 seconds remaining in the first half. A kick to the touchline on the western grandstand side for the Green Machine, and their last opportunity of the afternoon. The retard taken there, Seb Cripps, and the ball goes away to the left-hand side here, and Luke Bateman takes it forward. Up into that Dogs defence, back towards the centre of the park. He'll play the football just outside the 20. Now they shift it to Aiden Caesar, who steps back on the inside, does a bit of a pirouette and gave it away to Hodgson, who dummied and then gave a ball to Nickel Clockstad, who moves it inside that Canberra defence. He gave it back to the number 9 too, who got the kick in behind them. It bounces around, an awkward one there for the Dogs. There was, well, a couple of Green Machine members putting the pressure on, but the ball bounced the way of the Doggies, and they take the football, and the siren goes in the background. That is half-time here from Bega Recreational. It is the Bulldogs leading the Raiders by 22 points to 6. We'll come back with all the second half action after this. Whatever future.
We have our own rules.
national ground this afternoon for the second half of this trial between the Raiders and the Bulldogs. And as you join us, the Canberra Raiders back onto the park. The Bulldogs already out there. They currently lead by 22 points to 6. It was tries to Holland, Tolman then followed. Second try to Holland, Smith then crossed for the Doggies, and the conversions followed. The only try for the Green Machine this afternoon scored by Royce Hunt, which was converted by Jared Croker. So both sides back on the park for the second half this afternoon. I am joined for the second half by Raiders media man Ben Pollock. Ben, a very good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Phil. Rapper's had enough, he said. He said he got through the 40 minutes and he just wants to go and enjoy the second half. So I'll be with you for the second half this afternoon. And Phil, I suppose the first half was a bit of a mixed bag from both teams, a little bit of rust from both sides, but obviously we'll see probably a little bit more play in the middle of the field in this second half with some young faces coming into the game. Thanks
very much to Jordan Rapana too. He actually got a text message from Blake Austin from overseas, and he was pretty disappointed with the response that he got. So he said, I've had enough, I'll go and join the boys for something to eat.
Osto sprayed him, did he?
Yeah, thanks Blake, if you're still tuned in. No doubt a little bit homesick, because the Green Machine have first touch of the footy, and taking it forward there was, well, Jack Whiten. We didn't see a lot of Jack Whiten in that first half, and I think Coach Ricky Stewart would be hoping that he gets his hands on the ball a little bit more, as Canberra now with that breeze too behind them, which is a bit of an advantage for them, as we saw from the Dogs. And well, the Dogs with a couple of changes out there too, as you can see, a little bit of a different side to what they fielded in the first half, but a couple of big numbers there for the Doggies as well. And jumper number 24, John Olive, it was out there taking it forward. They almost walk it up towards the halfway line on that occasion as they spin it away to the left-hand side, and this is Sue with the football into Canberra territory, just up over halfway in the centre of the park. That scoreline once again, 22 points to 6. Phil Small and Ben Pollock joining you this afternoon for this second half. Yeah, the Bulldogs are playing pretty structured down the middle of the field. They obviously made a fair few changes during that first half, including to their halves. Kieran Foran's out there at the moment directing traffic for the Bulldogs, and he just puts that one into touch. His experience obviously very important to a Bulldogs combination this season that has got some inexperience in those positions. So I'm sure they're very happy to have Kieran Foran back on deck this year. Some sensible stuff from him as he just grubbed that kick down that touchline on the Western Grand side, and he found touch too. So the scrum will be set. The Doggies will look to try and keep Canberra down here. I'm looking forward to seeing jumper number 23, Jaden Akunbor, who is out there for the Doggies. You can see him very much Jamal Idris like almost. Yeah, he's got the big hair just like Jamal. I've seen a bit of him in the past. He's a big type of a kid, and he likes to get involved in the tough stuff down the middle. So this is what trials are all about, giving young up-and-coming guys an opportunity. I know the Raiders have got a few guys still on the bench today, and they've got Emre Gula out there now who's taking it forward. He's a young guy that made an impression when he made his last couple of games into the season last year, so he'll be looking to impress and try and get a spot in the 17 to start the year. They work it away to the right-hand side of the ruck here, the Green Machine, and the Doggies' defence up in numbers, just up over their own 40. Canberra, as Hodgson takes the ball. He dummied one way and then gave it away on his outside there to Tarpanay, who was pretty solid through the first half. He tries to almost wrestle those arms free and pop one out the back, and he had, I think it might have been Seb Chris in support there, as Caesar puts a little ball back on the inside and finds a runner too, as Canberra take it up the centre of the park from dummy half. Hodgson gave it to Caesar, and he puts the kick for the touchline over on that far side on the eastern grandstand side of the park, and he finds touch too. It evades Nick Meaney over there and rolls into touch. Yeah, Caesar's obviously got the benefit of the breeze in the second half. It's actually quite a strong breeze. I'm sure you guys discussed it during the first half, but it does give a fair advantage to the team running south towards the northern end of the ground this afternoon. Aidan Caesar, of course, probably the most recognised now, the Raiders halves, with the departure of Blake Austin. He'll be steering the ship for the Green Machine this year. We've got Sam Williams on the bench, who hasn't come into the game so far this afternoon, and obviously the big shift is Jack Whiten moving into the six for the upcoming season. So Ricky Stewart's got an opportunity this afternoon to try and give both Caesar and Whiten some good game time, and hopefully they can build a combination heading into round one. The Doggies have the football in their own half, inside their own 10 in fact, as they look to the right hand side, and the Green Machine up in defence. Again, in numbers just outside the 10. The Doggies with that play the ball from dummy half, and in the dummy half area for the Doggies was Jeremy Marshall King. He got the football away on the outside. Yeah, Marshall King obviously had an opportunity to play in the halves for the Bulldogs last season. It looks as though they might be using him as that utility role this season. He's
come into the game from Waikolosa, and he's stepped into that dummy half role. So an opportunity for him to try and stake a claim for a position in their round 1 team.
Foreign shot a ball to John Olive on the outside, who spilt it, and the Green Machine come back up with a football and taking it forward there with the ball in hand. Maybe Nick Cotric is it. I just didn't quite pick up the jumper. I think it is jumper number 2 and Cotric as they work it to the right-hand side. Soliola, who was solid through the first half, and, well, he only plays one way, Soliola, and that's solid as it goes to Caesar, who distributed on the outside, and with the ball now is Ryan Sutton, who we're seeing for the first time this afternoon. He's about 10 metres out from the Dogs try line as the ball goes to Gula, who popped it back on the outside there as it finally goes to Tarpanay, who pushed away from one, tried to push away from two, and slipped the ball out the back there to Chris, who takes it into the Dogs' defence, but he was pounced upon about 4 metres out. Now goes to Caesar, who looks on the outside. He finds Gula, who gave it away here to Hodson. He shot a ball on the outside through the hands. This is better stuff from Canberra. Taking it forward was Cotric. He threw it back, well, to no one really. It popped up nicely, though, for Jack Whiten, who then decided he'd carry it forward and takes it to within 2 metres now of the Doggies' try line. A little bit fortuitous there for Canberra, though, just getting very close to that touchline on the western grandstand side of the park. Now it goes to Caesar. He puts a little grubber back on the angle, which bounces around, and it's eventually knocked over the dead ball line there by Nick Meaney, because Nickel Clockstad was looming large, and the dropout will take place from underneath the Bulldogs upright. You'll get a good read on this breeze too as they try and get the ball downfield.
Yeah, that was a nice little piece of play for the Raiders there. Didn't go to the left-hand side of the field much in the first half, but Jack Whiten showed a bit of skill there to get on the ball on the outside for Cotric, and we know what a big, powerful ball runner Nick Cotric is, and he just couldn't quite find the space, but the Raiders get the result, and then here they are now with the opportunity to have another attacking set. That's a big kick from Lachlan Lewis. Yeah,
he blasted it downfield, and the ball now goes here, and jumper number 17 is Gula, who carries it forward up into the Dogs' defence. On halfway, he'll play the ball back to Hodson, playing his roll from dummy half, scoops it up in one hand, gave it on the outside there to Sia Soliola, who carries it forward, and another good run from him as he takes on the Dogs' defence. They work it away to the left-hand side, and with the ball now is Whitehead. Well, he had it stolen off him, but there were two in the tackle there, so the referee wasted no time in putting the whistle in the mouth and awarding a penalty there to the Green Machine, and Hodson just scooping up the ball and giving it back to Whitehead and said, you take the tap, and away they go again here, Canberra, and it's Soliola again who puts the head down and charges up into the Dogs' defence, and he's taken to the right-hand side of the uprights, about 5 metres away from the Doggies' try line. Hodson from dummy half. Oh, he shoots a ball,
I
which
was onside there.
No,
Lewis,
he came up very, very quickly, and the ball's knocked on here. It was pounced upon by Lewis, but, well, he was just looking to play the intercept. He was a little bit slow out of dummy half, but all the same, he came very quickly from his position there, Lachlan Lewis, and
big part of their team towards the back end of the season last year. Lachlan Lewis had an opportunity to come into first grade and kicked a winning field goal in one of their big wins, and he's a very promising talent. Obviously, he played some junior footy down in Canberra as well, so no doubt he likes coming up against his old team, and he does a good job for them.
On the replay, you can see it there as it was pretty well read by Lewis. Out the back it comes now to Whiten, who gave it a Whitehead, and he tries to find some room up the centre of the park. In front of the uprights, he'll play it here. Back to Hodson, who looked back on the inside, and then a nice little piece of footwork and handwork too as he gave the ball back on the inside, but the Dogs read it very well. Right in front of the uprights, Canberra held up here, but another penalty awarded, and Gula looked to take off for a quick tap there, and the referee said no, take it back. So Hodson takes the ball off him, and the restart will come from the Green Machine, who trail by 22 points to 6.
Yeah, Ryan Sutton there having an opportunity today. I think he might have copped a bit of a knock early in that trial game last weekend against Parramatta, so we didn't see a lot of him, but he's on an opportunity today as Soliola takes one close to the line, setting up the Raiders with an opportunity. I think Josh Hodgson's got eyes for Elliot Whitehead here on the left.
So Hodson moves into a dummy half, right underneath the black dot. He takes the ball and gave it away here and found Whiten, who dummied twice, and he was taken there and dragged down by the Dogs defence. Well, he's come up with a mistake too, Jack Whiten, unfortunately.
Yeah, just a little bobble there from Whiten as he hit the ground looking to get up and get that quick play the ball, but unfortunately he put the ball down. A number of Raiders players and Bulldogs players starting to warm up on the bench. I think we'll see quite a few changes during this second half, giving a few young guys an opportunity. Can see the likes of Dean Madison, Saliva Havili, Sam Williams, all over there for the Bulldogs, getting prepared to come into the game, and for the Raiders, and the Bulldogs have got a number of players there doing some warm-up as well. So I think we'll see a few changes in this second half.
Any Dogs fans that are tuned in this afternoon, I can tell you that in jumper number 10, Dylan Napa had a whale of a first half, got through a lot of work. He's been given an early shower by the coach and has his tracksuit on and sitting right in front of us. So we won't see any more of him this afternoon, but it was a, good first impressions.
He did look good. Napa, obviously a high-quality player. Played for both Queensland, and, just a wonderful front rower. You know what you're going to get out of him as Hodgson puts on a nice little shot there in the middle of the field.
Yeah, it was Christian Crichton who was chopped down there. Now they get the ball away to the right here. It's Ogden who takes it forward into the Green Machine defence. He plays it on the last. It comes here to Kieran Foran, who puts the little chip over the top. It bounces in front of Nickel Clockstad, who picks it up and then skips up into that Doggies defence and trying to look for a little bit of a break. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in a little bit of open air. Nickel Clockstad, he was on his back for a little while there, and the referee has awarded a penalty to the Green Machine, so they'll get the opportunity to go on the attack here. And now a little bit of back chat too coming from the Doggies.
Yeah, that's right. Nickel Clockstad, as you mentioned, only a late addition to the Raiders squad. He's only been with the club for about 3 weeks. He put in a pretty solid performance when he got an opportunity at fullback last week, and Ricky liked the look of what he saw, so he's giving him another chance this afternoon. He's played all of the match so far at fullback, so you'd have to think that he'd be right in the mix for round one, alongside Michael Oldfield, who's unfortunately out with a little groin injury this afternoon.
Tap restart taken by the Green Machine, and just up over halfway it goes to Soliola, who puts shoulder to the wheel and tries to get between a couple of Bulldogs defenders and has wrestled into the ground. He's about 15 metres out from the Doggies try line, directly in front of the uprights. Away to the right-hand side it goes to Caesar, through the hands. Clockstead gave it away on his outside. Now it goes to Chris, who puts the head down and tries to duck under the tackle there of two Doggies defenders, very close to that touchline on the eastern grandstand side of the park. It comes back the open here as Caesar gives the football away, and now with it here is, I think that may be Elliot Whitehead, is it, with the ball, just trying to pick him up as he gets up and plays it. No, it's not. In fact, as they go back to the left-hand side here.
Corey Horsburgh for the Raiders.
Taking it forward. Now they go away to the right here through the hands once again. Chris, and he's again well read by this Dogs defence, which has been pretty good here this afternoon. They've been holding Canberra out.
Got a player down here for the Bulldogs, just been over there. Looks as though he might have picked up a bit of a stinger. Got a bit of a shoulder problem there.
So the changeover. A bit disappointing for Canberra, ending the set there as the Bulldogs now from inside their own 10, leading by 22 points to 6. We've got 28 minutes left this afternoon at Bega Recreational Ground. A good crowd in for this afternoon's trial too. The sun has gone behind some cloud cover which has come across, and things really starting to cool down a little bit now with the breeze as well, which is at the back of the Green Machine. This is Ogden with the ball, who works it out into that Canberra defence, almost up to halfway. They go to the right-hand side and into Green Machine territory again. A good strong run too coming from the Doggies, almost up to the Canberra 40 on that occasion. In jumper number 23 it was Ockenbaugh as they move it forward here for the Bulldogs. And again from dummy half they go to the left, and another high kick coming from Lachlan Lewis. He likes to launch them, and this one's over the head of Clockstad, who lets it bounce, and it bounced up nicely for him. He was pretty lucky right underneath his uprights as he's upended there by two Dogs defenders and almost forced back to within 5 metres of his own try line as they go to the right-hand side here, and Canberra's looking to work it forward.
We talk about the breeze this afternoon. It doesn't seem to be affecting Lachlan Lewis too much. He put that sort of 50, 60 metre drop kick in before, and a really good high swirling kick there. So that just shows what sort of power he's got behind that boot. He's doing a great job for his side.
A very exaggerated kicking style too. You'll see Lachlan Lewis, he really can launch them off the boot as Canberra go to the right-hand side here, and good carry there coming from Luke Bateman. He took it out into that Dogs defence. Now the kick comes from Canberra. High one it is too, but it's taken back there pretty easily by Nick Meaney.
He's looked lively, Nick Meaney, this afternoon, obviously coming down from Newcastle. An opportunity for the Bulldogs. Will Hopoate's moved into the centres. He was fantastic in that first half. Hopoate, I think he had a hand in 2, if not 3 of the Bulldogs' tries. So good signs for them to see a guy like Hopoate in form early in a season. He was going to be a big part of their attack by the looks of things, shifting on the edge there as the Bulldogs push close to the sideline.
Morgan Harper tackled over there just outside the Raiders 40 as they come back the open side, and it goes through the hands to Fualalo, who is up into that Green Machine defence right on the 40 when he plays it. Now again they look wide here, the Doggies, and start to look dangerous, skipping back inside that Raiders cover defence too, and taking the ball forward there was Crichton, who was eventually put down by 2 Canberra defenders over on that far side of the park. Now it's again with Lewis, who launches it across field, a high kick which has come down here for Canberra, and it's taken by Cotric, who tries to push away from the Doggies' defence and is dragged down from behind.
Another change for the Raiders. Harley Smith-Shields out onto the edge. He's another local junior who's getting an opportunity this afternoon. Still qualifies for the under-20 side, so good to see him get a chance today.
22 points to 6. The Bulldogs over the green machine.
So Smith-Shields now.
He tries to wrestle it forward with that Dogs defence holding pretty strong always. Well, back in the good old days, the Dogs defence was really their bread and butter, and Dean Pay looking no doubt to return a little bit of that this year. Been pretty solid here this afternoon as Canberra take it forward. Good little run there, I think, from Bateman it was with the football. Now away to the right-hand side, and a poor read in defence, but Canberra, the ball spilled out the back. They try to keep it alive. Hodgson somehow comes up with it. He's got support back on the inside. He dummies once, dummies twice, and puts the little kick in, but it's grabbed there by Morgan Harper. So the pressure off again for the Doggies, and Canberra just looking a little bit at 6s and 7s late in the tackle count.
They tried to run the ball in the last tackle there. Joe Tarpany had a fraction of space on the outside, but just got pulled down and they had to flick it back, and they managed to do all right out of it actually with the final result kick from Hodgson there, but probably not the game plan that Ricky's looking for in that aspect today. Obviously the halves are out there to take a little bit more control, so kicking on the last is probably the most preferred option.
It's certainly going to be a work in progress, I think, from what we've seen this afternoon as Ogden takes it forward. A carry from him almost up to his own 40 on the last. The ball goes to the left-hand side to Lachlan Lewis, who blasts it downfield again. It bounces around awkwardly back there for Nickel Clockstad. He eventually picks it up just outside his own 10, and up into the Dogs' defence he goes again. He's really been given no latitude this afternoon by this Bulldogs defence. He gets to his feet and plays it back to Croker, who gave it away to Nick Cotric, who skips across ground and is again taken by the Doggies defence just outside his own 40. So it's the Bulldogs still in front by 22 points to 6. We have 23 and a half remaining in this trial fixture this afternoon. The green machine with the football, but the referee blowing a penalty there to Canberra.
Yeah, an opportunity now for the Raiders. They're in good field position. They'll kick the touch and look to set up a couple of plays here and have a crack at the Bulldogs. So I think it's important for them to work on their shape and work on what they've been working on during the pre-season. Obviously there's a few different faces out there on the field at the moment, but the main core of the team is out there, so a chance here for them to put some points on the board.
Tap restart taken by Captain Croker, gave it away to the right side to Whiten, who in turn got it on his outside and found support there too. And the green machine now just up the centre of the park they go, 20 metres out from the Doggies try line, out of dummy half. A dart from Hodgson gave it away to Caesar. Oh well, that almost looked like it was a little bit forward as the Canberra attack almost overran the distributor there as it comes back to Caesar. He gave the ball back on the inside and had support there too in Royce Hunt, who scored that first half. And Hunt takes it forward into the Doggies defence, almost right on the Doggies try line when he finally plays the football from dummy half. It's a ball on the outside there, which is taken here by
Corey
Horsburgh. Yeah, he's
just short by the looks of it.
He's come up a little bit short. He might have been held up there too by those Dogs defenders. The referee seems to be bringing him back outside to play the football. Hodgson looks to his left side. He's got support. Through the hands it goes, and I think we'll see a try here in the corner to Nick Cotric, who dives across uncontested. So Canberra score their second of the afternoon through Cotric.
Yeah, that was the same play they ran a little bit earlier, where they looked Jack Whiten to get a quick pass on the outside to Nick Cotric, and that's what he was able to do there. Had to catch it and get rid of it fairly quickly, but Cotric was up to the challenge of scooping it up and puts it down in the corner. So the Raiders pick up their second try of the afternoon, and Nick Cotric gets his first one of 2019.
Are you planning to come to more Bulldogs games this season but cannot commit to all games? Our 3-game flexi is perfect for you, with no need to pre-pick the games or commit to the rest of the season. From just $55 for an adult, you get access to any 3 games of your choice. Please visit www.membership.thebulldogs.com.au for more information. Sounds like a great deal to me. And for Bulldogs fans, who wouldn't be so happy with what we've just seen there, that try coming for the green machine. 22 points to 10 with 20 minutes remaining, and Jared Croker will have a shot at goal to the left-hand side of the uprights. Just trying to pick him up from in front of me here. He's disappeared behind the Bulldogs bench.
Yeah, Jack Whiten will take a lot of confidence out of that. Obviously, being able to get a ball out to Cotric and put him away for a try as a player that hasn't played in the halves for a while. He needs to get that ball in his hand as much as he can in the opening stages of the season, and that'll do him the world of good.
So Jared Croker has the ball placed about a metre in from touch on the western grandstand side of the park. He's brought it back outside. The 20 there, as you can see, is probably about 22 metres out from the Doggies line. He moves in now. The ball's starting to come around for him. He's got the kicking boots on this afternoon. There's the extra 2, 22 points to 12.
Yeah, Jared Croker pushing towards some records for the club this season. I think he can push up into that over 2,000 point mark, right up amongst the top 5 sort of all-time point scoring record in the NRL this year. So Jared doing a wonderful job for the Green Machine. Obviously missed the last portion of the season with a knee injury, so it'd been really good for him to get through this game and blow the cobwebs out and hopefully set himself up for what hopefully will be a big year for him.
There's the restart coming from the Dogs down deep into Raiders territory. It's taken back there, I think, by Whiten, who looked away on his outside and found support there too in Horsburgh.
Yeah, he looks good, Corey Horsburgh. He's a Queensland guy, obviously featured in the under-20s origin before. He's very raw-boned and a big body, and he plays with plenty of aggression. So I think he's definitely a player to watch for the future as the Raiders pick up another penalty here and get themselves another opportunity. But yeah, I think Corey is definitely a work in progress for Coach Ricky Stewart. I know that Brett White and the rest of the coaching team really like what they've seen from him in the first trial, and he gets another chance here today to try and prove himself as a player that come into this team at some point during the season and do a good job. As Sam Williams now onto the field for the Raiders, takes a kick downfield and sets them up just about on the halfway line.
Almost took out our camera up there too with that kick as he found touch. So Canberra with a tap restart, and I think that might be that man again in Horsburgh, who carries it forward. Every team needs a good redhead. We haven't had one for a little
since
while.
Alan Tongue, I don't think, but yeah, it's nice to see a fiery redhead out there. We asked him at a press conference one day what he thought of sort of the player he was, and he said tough and passionate. So that's what you want from a redhead.
Yeah, exactly. Afternoon to Alan Tongue if you tuned in to one of Canberra's best as the Green Machine, a good carry forward down to within almost 10 metres of the Dogs' try line. Through the hands it goes to the left-hand side. This is Sam Williams with the ball in hand. He shot it on the outside there to Hodgson, who gave the ball away to Whiten, who looked on his outside, and Cotric takes the football and crashes over in the corner. Coming across to make the tackle was Nick Meaney, but he was there far too late, and they have gone in for a poor pointer again in that corner to Cotric, his second of the afternoon. And the Doggies now lead by 22 points to 16 with a kick to come.
Yeah, got to give Jack Whiten another huge rap for that try. He put on a nice little bit of footwork to get himself back on the inside, and then off his wrong foot, he fired the ball out on the outside and found Nick Cotric, who's, once again too big and too strong in that position to get over and find the line. This will do wonders for a guy like Jack Whiten. We all know that he missed the back end of last season after picking up that suspension from the NRL for an off-field incident, but I've just been talking to him through the week, and he's absolutely itching to get back out there. Look at that footwork, and to be able to fire that ball off on the outside, that takes a lot of skill. So he'll take some confidence out of that. Also nice to see Sam Williams get onto the field and get an opportunity today as well. He was our best player last weekend against Parramatta, and doing a great job this afternoon. The Bulldogs obviously have made a few changes to their team in the last few minutes, so they're probably given a few of their stars. I saw Kerrod Holland has come off. He's having a rest on the bench now. I think Adam Elliott's also called it an afternoon. So Coach Dean Pay has started to pull a few troops off. And Michael Leisha looks like he might be ready to come back on for the Bulldogs. So it'll be an interesting back end to this game. We're going to see some different players playing. Elliot Whitehead's also come off for the Green Machine, giving some opportunity out there. Tony Satini's also in the team. Lever Havili's getting his first chance now for the afternoon, and Jack Murchie's also onto the field for the Raiders. So plenty of changes coming towards this back end.
22 points to 16 as Croker takes a look back at the uprights, almost in identical place to where he kicked the last one, but that one's away to the right-hand side of the uprights. This is Australia's famous Oyster Coast, home to award-winning oysters and the home of the Sydney Rock Oyster. I might be tucking into a few this evening too at Fat Tony's over there in Tathra. When you're eating those Sydney Rock oysters in restaurants all around the country, this is where they came from. Over 8 million oysters are harvested here each year, and here you can buy them locally from the farmers. It will cost you a lot less than those Sydney, Canberra prices, so get on down here.
A little sample to the from Brad Ellison at the Tarthra General Store yesterday. Did a great job setting us up for a little taste there, so definitely recommend the oysters down this way.
Oh, pearly whites, beautiful milky white. The oysters down here, they're certainly worthwhile. As Canberra now come back with the footy, they trail by 22 points to 16. Interesting to see when Sam Williams came on, and that first attacking movement that he was involved with, it seemed to be a little bit smoother. Jack Whiten standing a little bit wider too, and actually got his hands on the ball and distributed well.
Yeah, I think it's obviously there's some changes across both teams for the Park, so the Bulldogs defence is probably a little bit adjusted to where they would have been earlier in this game. I think they showed in that opening 40 minutes that they're going to be quite a formidable outfit this season, the Bulldogs. They were really strong with their best team on the park. You mentioned Dylan Napa, how good he was. Josh Jackson, I thought, also was excellent for them. So plenty of promising signs for a Bulldogs team this season.
Sam Williams gets the ball in the air, a little chip, it's taken and plucked out of the air too there by Meany, who got high above everyone and brought the ball down. 10 metres inside touch on the far side of the field. That is the eastern grandstand side of the park. 22 points to 16, the Doggies lead. 14 and a half remaining here at Bega Recreational as the Doggies work it forward, and the left-hand side of the ruck on that occasion as they're taken into Raiders territory, about 42 metres out now from the Canberra try line, and just taking it forward there might have been Full Arlo into, well and truly into Canberra territory. Now away to the right side they come here, the Doggies. Ogden with the ball. He has to wrestle away from that Canberra defence, but they're there in numbers. Avilli, who's on the field for the Green Machine, in there assisting with the tackle. They go to the left-hand side here, and again, Reece Martin with the ball. He got it on the outside. They keep it alive, and then a smart little kick too coming from the Doggies, and it was that man in the number 7, Lachlan Lewis, and well, he makes the tackle. It was some great work from him. Canberra back with the footballers. They get it away to the left-hand side of the ruck, but, well, that was some special stuff there from Lewis.
He always looks like he's potentially able to create an opportunity, Lachlan Lewis, and once again there, he just found the ball over the outside. He looked at that inexperience of Harley Smith-Shields there, but to Harley's credit, he did a good job getting back there and covering that ball up. Chance Nickel-Klokstad, he's had a lot of carries this afternoon. I'll be interested to see his stats after this game. He's definitely ran a lot of metres, and for a player that was behind Roger Tuivasa-Sheck at the Warriors, I'm sure he's looking for an opportunity, and the reason he came to Canberra this season. So I think he's done a great job for us today.
Croker keeps it alive, got a pass away to White, and now he gets it back on the inside. Sam Williams off and away, looks on his outside, tries to slip the ball away too, but he's taken there by 2 Doggies defenders and wrestled into the park about 20 out from the Dogs try line.
He's gone for 10 too.
Well, that was silly stuff from the Dogs there.
Reece Martin there, just holding him down for too long, and they did say at the beginning of last season they were going to crack down on any of those professional fouls, and you'll have to get a hurry on too, because one of the new rules in play in 2019 is you have to actually jog off the field. So the referee's letting him get away with a little bit now, but you want to make sure he changes that by round 1, because I do think that they're going to penalise teams even further this season if players don't make their way off the field in an orderly fashion.
Very slow jog it was towards the touchline too, as he finds a seat over in front of us. And Hodgson will get the opportunity to restart things here from about 20 out from the Doggies try line. The Bulldogs leading by 22 points to 16. He got a pass back there to
JJ Collins on the field for the Green Machine.
With the ball inside the 10 he goes. Hodgson from dummy half. He gives it on the outside to Williams through the hands. It's just batted on there by Whiten, who just batted it to his captain, and well, I think Croker
probably wasn't the right option there from Jack. Probably should have held the ball there, just so Croker's lost that one in the play the ball, and they're just going to call it. They are going to call it a penalty. Yeah, the Bulldogs defender had to roll away there, and Jared Croker picks up. Yeah, that's another work in progress for Jack there. He probably should have held that one, but luckily Jared was on the spot to pick the ball up.
So another opportunity here for the Green Machine.
Yeah, we've just under 12 minutes to go. An opportunity for a few players, an opportunity to put some points on as well. It's good to see that I think it's Hudson Young that's out there now for the Raiders as well. Another young player, and Jack Murchie taking the ball up there. So chance here for the Green Machine to get some more points.
Havili with the football. He tries to burrow into the Dogs' defence. He slips the ball out the back too. It's cleaned up nicely, but the referee's going to bring it back, I feel. Royce Hunt was charging over his second of the afternoon, but the referee had already called to play the ball. So Havili goes back to his mark. Hodgson looking to his left and looking to his right, and the play the ball takes place. He gives it to a runner back on the inside, and the Bulldogs in numbers just managed to keep Canberra out on that occasion with the football, and jumper number 19 was JJ Collins. Play the ball, which goes now. Williams gave it away on his outside, found Croker, who tries to put on a little bit of a step as he comes to the Dogs' defence, and then flings it out the back. It bounces up. Well, it was very lucky for Whiten, who goes one way, comes back the other way, and tries to find himself a little bit of an opening and makes back the ground towards the 10 Bulldogs end of the park. I play the ball to Hodgson. Gave it away on the outside. Canberra with the ball in hand. It's Nickel Clockstad. He looks back on his outside. He tried to pop it out the back. It was touched there by a Bulldogs player too. On the Canberra side, come back with it. And with the ball in hand now, I think he's trying to pick up who that was on the... Harley Smith-Shields,
I think the referee signalled 6 more. It is the last play now.
Well, I don't think Canberra are aware, because Havili takes it forward and just hangs on to the football, and he's taken there by 3 Dogs defenders. So a little bit disappointing in the end there for the Green Machine, as the ball will be given back here to the Dogs, and Hodgson goes back and talks to the referee.
Getting the double captain approach there, the referee. They were adamant that it might have been a 6 to go there, but the referee said play on, and as you said, the Raiders weren't aware of that, and they weren't able to do anything on the last play other than take the tackle and hand the ball over.
9.5 remaining at recreational field here in Bega, and it's the Doggies leading by 22 points to 16 in this trial, and have the football about 10 metres out from their own try line. The ball away to the right-hand side, and that might be for Tana Mariner, is it, with the ball?
Yeah, back out there for the Bulldogs. A big, rangy forward, does a really good job for them on an edge, so might be getting an opportunity to play a bit of footy in the middle here by the looks of things.
They go up the centre through Siaso Seal. It was a good run from him too. He was almost into space. I don't know whether he would have had the legs, but it was certainly a strong run, as they get a kick downfield now away from Nickel Clockstad, and also the winger on this side of the field. It goes into touch, beats them both. So a scrum will be set here. Just trying to work out where that kick came from, whether it was a 40-20 or not.
It was on a 40-20. The Raiders will get the possession back here, but once again, Lachlan Lewis. I must admit, the wind has died down a little bit towards the back end of this game, so the advantage that the Raiders thought they might have had coming into the second half has probably evaporated a bit. But once again, a good kick from Lachlan Lewis there. Kieran Foran back onto the bench. I doubt he'll be playing any further part in this match this afternoon. Aidan Tolman also looks as though he's finished for the day. So the Bulldogs putting the stars away and giving some young guys an opportunity. Looks like Jesse Marsh is about to come on for the Bulldogs. You'll get a chance. Steve Antonelli, the assistant coach there, just giving some instructions on the sideline for him as the Raiders come away from that scrum.
Raiders are doing discounted group ticketing for groups of 10 or more each home game at GEO Stadium, Canberra, during the 2019 season. Contact Raiders HQ on 6253-3515 for more information. Speaking of competition match tickets, all match tickets this season are now on sale through tickettech.com.au, except for the Wagga Round 8 game that can be purchased through the raidersshop.com.au as the Green Machine bring it forward. Over halfway they go into Bulldogs territory, trailing by 22 points to 16. Havili from dummy half gave the ball away to Williams. He dummied on the outside and takes on the Bulldogs defence, and is wrapped up by 3 Doggies defenders just inside the 40. Doggies end of the park. He plays it back to Havili. Now it goes back here to Whiten, who found support back on his inside, and they press further into Dogs territory here, Canberra, with 8.5 remaining on the clock, and still trailing by that 6 points. A little grubber in behind, which bounces awkwardly here for the Dogs. Stretching out to take the ball was Ockenbaugh, I think it may have been, as they go to the left-hand side here, the Bulldogs, and the Green Machine defence come up in numbers, and they try to force them back into the in goal, but the Bulldogs will have nothing of it through John Olive. He manages to hang on to the football and the field position too. 10 metres out from their own line, the Doggies back with the football. They lead by 22 points to 16 with 7.5 remaining here.
Certainly seems as though most of the football's been played down this end this afternoon. We talked about the breeze, but it was all the Bulldogs towards the back end of the first half, and it's been pretty much all the Raiders in the second half down this end of the field. The Bulldogs haven't had a lot of attacking opportunities. They've spent most of this half trying to fight their way out of territory as Nickel Clockstad cleans ones up and brings that ball back for the first tackle just short of the halfway line.
So a good take from him, and the Bulldogs getting plenty of practice with their kicks anyway, and Clockstad plenty of opportunity to take the ball and run it back into the Bulldogs defences. The Green Machine now to try to work it forward. We've had tries to Royce Hunt this afternoon for the Green Machine, and a double to Nick Cotric. For the Bulldogs, it was Holland, double to him, Tolman and also Smith, the try scorers. As the Green Machine look to work play back up into Bulldogs territory. Havili from dummy half gave it away to Sam Williams. Now it goes to Whiteman up very quickly on Clockstad. Nickel Clockstad was absolutely smashed there by Ockenbaugh, and really very slow to his feet too. It was almost a little bit of a hospital pass, because Ockenbaugh was right on the Canberra number 1.
I'm sure you could see him coming too with that big sort of long, dreadlocked hair. He saw him coming and he definitely didn't miss him, that's for sure.
Here's a Billy, keeps the ball live, gave it away to Croker. He looks on the outside. Oh, he slipped a nice little pass there too. That was well taken by Bailey Simonson, who has gone over in the corner to score for Canberra. And that brings the two sides that little bit closer. 22 points to 20 with a kick to come to the Green Machine.
Yeah, once again down that left edge where the Raiders have probably looked their most dangerous in this second half. Jared Croker showing a little bit of class. We know he's got that little flick pass offload in his game. And he found Bailey Simonson on the edge to score in the corner. So really good signs for the Raiders in this second half. They've clawed back that disadvantage that they went into the halftime break with, and they've been able to put some points on. So Jared Croker, nothing but good news for him in terms of being able to get himself back out in the field. It was all set up for a nice little offload from Horsburgh there, who found Saliba Havili, and there it is, Croker. Just the ability to put his man away on the outside is what he's become known for. And Bailey Simonson, what a great effort from him to score a try. He had an indifferent start to the game last weekend. He was shifted to the wing, and when he moved to the wing, he looked really strong. So he's definitely in calculations for round one in terms of being able to secure a position for the Raiders.
So a few questions there for Ricky Stewart to have a bit of a think about throughout the week. And his starting side for that round one clash, of course, the Green Machine travelling north. They tackle the Titans in game one. An away fixture for them as Croker has the ball about half a metre in from touch on the western grandstand side of the park. He's about 22 metres out from the Bulldogs try line. He's kicked one from here this afternoon already as he brings it back nicely. There's his second, and we're all locked up. 22 points all at Bega Recreational this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't think Dean Pay will be too perturbed by the way things have gone in the second half. As we mentioned earlier, the performance of their team in that first 40 minutes was really strong, and as we said, most of their big guns are on the bench now, enjoying a rest towards the back end of the game. So, look, both coaches will take away and have a look at the video of this game and see where things went well and things didn't go so well for them. And I'm sure by round one they'll line out the kinks, and we'll see two teams that'll be very competitive this season. I know that the Raiders are looking to break back into the top 8, as are the Bulldogs. So good luck to both teams as they prepare ahead of 2019.
Strike up the drums on the far side of the field for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, he's got that, Simon, I think it is, one of our passionate members. He likes to lead the Viking clap, and he's got the drum hammering over there on the western side of the ground, the eastern side of the ground, sorry, is Horsburgh. Another strong carry from him. I really like what he's been able to do since he came on.
He's been good in the second half as it goes to Sam Williams, who's also been good here, and he gets the football away on the outside. He's got support, and Canberra down that far touchline carrying it forward. I think that made
Hudson Young.
Yeah, Hudson Young with the football and jumper number 19. Oh, no, it was JJ Collins, was it?
I think there's two 19s out there now because they've got a few jersey double-ups.
Yeah,
Hudson Young
correct.
there, the young forward who's come down from Newcastle, doing a good job out there.
So,
nice ball too to Zatini on the outside.
And he's tried to get the ball down
He
now.
might have got it down. He's going to give it. He's going to give it. Tony Zatini. Try the corner. Give that to Hudson Young. That was a lovely little ball around the corner.
It was a great piece of play from him, that little corner ball, and then just crashing it down in that corner right over on that far side of the field. So
no benefit of the video replay here this afternoon. Old school.
Could have used it.
Probably would have had a couple of looks at that one, but Tony Zatini in for the try in the corner. He's a young guy that's come down from Mounties and looking to try and build one of the roster spots. Very questionable put down in the end, but they'll take the points. And Tony picks himself up a try here down at Bega. And once again, thanks to the whole region for having us down here this week. It's been fantastic. From Tarthra through to Pambula, Marimbula, and over here at Bega, of course, the locals have been very welcoming and a wonderful part of the world. And I know that both teams have enjoyed themselves down here on the south coast, and they've really enjoyed mixing in amongst the community. I know the Raiders took part in a coaching clinic a little bit early in the week where they went and watched some junior footy and ran water for teams, and the Bulldogs backed it up with a couple of appearances in Tarthra over the last couple of days as well. So great to see the NRL sides getting out there amongst the community. It's what it's all about. And great to see the players in the community engaging with each other, which is only a positive thing for the game.
So the Canberra captain will have a kick for this one from way over on that far touchline, over on the eastern side of the field. He's about, again, 22 metres out and almost right on the touchline over there where he's placed it. 26 points to 22, the Green Machine lead. We've got a minute 50 left on the clock. He takes a long look back here, Croker.
Similar story to last week. The Raiders were down at half-time and managed to claw their way back. So, it's good for Ricky Stewart to see that his young troops can come out and do a job for him.
Canberra captain starts his approach. He moves in. He hits it nicely too. Has it come back around for him? Indeed it has. So Canberra pushed that lead out to 28 points to 22.
Yeah, Jared's got the radar on. I know we all know how hard he works at his goal kicking, and obviously it's a very important part of the Raiders scoring when it comes to conversion in this game. You've got to be able to eat those extra points in those tight games. So good to see after a bit of a layoff of injury, Jared's got the kicking boots back on in his first hit out for the season as Whiten takes it up there with just over a minute to go in this game.
Whiten plays it back to Croker, who gave the ball away on the right-hand side and had support there too, and the Green Machine just will look to put it through the hands here within the last 50 seconds that remains on the clock as Nickel Clockstead scoops it up from dummy half and dances as he comes to that Doggies defence. I think we're going to see that dance plenty of times throughout the 2019 season.
Do you think he's done enough today, Phil, to secure himself a jersey for round one?
He's been very busy and he's been involved. He hasn't really had the space that I'd like to see him in, but I think he's the type of player that's going to really do some damage when he starts to really find his place in this Green Machine lineup as the ball goes to the left and a kick downfield coming from the Green Machine looking for touch. It rolls end on end and it finds touch too about 10 metres out here from the Bulldogs try line with just 19 seconds remaining. I don't think they'll even set the scrum here, will they?
I think that might do it. Jack Whiten finishing the game strongly in the second half. He had a couple of try assists to Nick Cotric on the edge, and he just drilled that one into touch. Looks like they're going to finish the game. I know they've blown time off.
Well, the Bulldogs rushed down there.
Left. So the locals are keen to get on the field and get some autographs.
The Bulldogs were keen to stay out there for a little bit longer because we have just the 2 seconds left on the clock. They'll get one last opportunity too, so I would envisage they'll throw it around a little bit. 28 points to 22 is the score line in favour of the Green Machine. The Bulldogs led at half-time. Canberra coming back in the second half as the Doggies with a carry forward and the ball comes loose.
That'll do us.
And the siren goes in the background for full time here at Bega Recreational Field, and it is a win to the Canberra Raiders by 28 points to 22 over the Bulldogs. Tries to the Raiders, a double to Nick Cotric. Royce Hunt scored, Simonson scored, Satini scored, and then of course for the Doggies it was a double to Holland. Tolman scored, and also Smith, a try to him, and the conversions that followed. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage this afternoon, but from myself, Phil Small, and Ben Pollock
and Jordan Rapana, who was in it for the first half, thank you very much for tuning in, and good luck to both of these teams during the season. That will do us here from Bega Recreational Ground this afternoon.
We'll see you next time.